Hey, be ready, guys. Away we go. Trap vs. Clem just took a little while to get set up, so away we go. As we kick this off, we get this started. Starting on Pride of Altaris in the bottom right-hand side, we're going to kick it off with the red Terran player from Team Liquid. It is Clem. Up against the blue Protoss, top left-hand side, it is Trap. Alright, we got player cams, which means we are live, no replays, because apparently that makes a difference for some people, even though the games have never been seen before. So away we go. Let's see how Clem and Trap get set up. Game number one of this two games that they're going to play. I mean, do we call it best of three? Do we just assume they're both going to be sent out as the ace player? Is that just the assumption? Then we can obviously have a, a best of three of Clem versus Trap here to try and win this series. That would be kind of cool, to be fair. Trap coming up, gonna nibble that SCV a little bit. Obviously gets turned around as well. Clem really feels like he upped his PvT a little bit lately. I feel like the last few times I've seen him playing PvT, it's just been a little bit more stable and solid after having some weaker times with his PvT as of late. And recently against Trap, he's actually won. I mean, this year they've played on 5 separate occasions, and Clem has gone. He lost the first 2, 1-3, and then 0-2. And then he went 1-0, 6-3 in a best of 9. Oh, maybe 9 maps played. And then 2-0 in the Pigsty Festival just a couple days ago. So, yeah, Clem definitely, like I said, I feel like he's upped his PvT a little bit. I don't know if it's the maps. I don't know if he's just been feeling better about things lately or what. But looking a little bit cleaner in the matchup. Bunker just getting going at the front as Clem, making sure he's not going to be in any trouble right away. The Twilight Council is coming through. Important match for these teams who are really going to be jostling for playoff position. Team Liquid 2-2 so far in the season, while Trap and the Afreeca Freecs are 1-3, and they've already had some of the easier opponents as well. So it's kind of rough if they don't actually get... If Trap and Afreeca Freecs don't win this today, they've got a really hard road ahead of them from a very bad scoreline. If Liquid lose, they'd be 2-3 with some of the tougher teams out of the way as well, though. So that's definitely a positive and something to look ahead to and look forward to maybe enjoying some some celebrations perhaps further down the line. Yeah, we'll see. I think obviously just every match right now is important for teams who are going to be really competing over the playoff spots, especially when these teams are going to be kind of competing over those lower end playoff spots, typically around the middle of the table. Each of these matches could be the deciding factor, right? Just gonna see our blink is on the way. Pretty standard from Trap. A couple of additional gateways are being added in as well, and that's just how everything sets up here at first. So far so good in that regard. Robo facility is coming up as well. A couple of batteries. Yeah, everything pretty normal across the board here in the early few moments. Wouldn't say there's anything too crazy so far. Really kind of waiting to see what kind of a game Clem wants to build or bring out here. He's got 4 Hellions at the moment, and they're just going to move to the center of the map, and he will be ready to lift them up, maybe? Nope, it's just going to be actually 6 Hellions and a few Marines. I mean, this is actually pretty aggressive. Do we have a battery also at the front here from Trap? Yes, we do. So that's going to help a lot. And is this full frontal attack going to work out very well? Probably not, and that's why Clem's already now going to start splitting it up toward the main base. Hellions going through, getting a few probe kills. 4. We're now blinking through. This is just not going to be enough damage at all. Clem committed to a lot of Hellions here. Just didn't quite get enough done, and Trap going to put a 3rd base down in the face of all this, well, I say danger, but the danger has been averted. So on the back of that, just takes the third base and is going to be pretty comfortable with his position, I'd imagine. This was a really good setup from Trap, and Clem just not really getting enough done, even losing a Marine or two on the way back there as well. Has a Raven out now on his way to a tank, engineering base starting, and yeah, just perfect defense from Trap. You can't really say anything else. Just even then, they lived up into the main from Clem. Just couldn't really find anything at all there. Quite a lot of Stalkers coming through, and right now, Clem, obviously, he built 6 Hellions initially, so his factory was not building the usual kind of, you know, his tank, for example, is later than usual, because his factory is busy building those Hellions for longer than normal. And so Clem loses 4 SCVs as well now, and well, Trap just put on a bit of pressure as he already is going charge, Templar Archives, and he really is looking towards just a game where he can really swarm a lot of units here pretty quickly. So setting up with that to just get these Stalkers going. Tank gets sieged up on the natural. Just going to see the Observer and the Stalkers coming along here. And just going to be seeing the Stalkers ready to blink up into the main base. So ready to blink up at the moment. And in they go. Depot already taking some damage. Travis is really chipping away at Clem, right? It just feels like he's just taking chip by chip, knocking him down. And when one big attack comes, Clem's just not going to have enough kind of left to him to really kind of stand strong against it and to hold. And there's obviously charges now being done. There's a ton of gateways on the way up as Trap just continues to set up his economy. He does take all 6 gases, so he will have access to a lot of Immortal and Archon production. So if he wants that tech, he can absolutely go for it. Observer just moves around the top side, trying to see where it can get to. The Fuhai Temple able to morph into Archons, and just going to see a couple more Zealots finishing up as well. As our units here of Trap just going to gather over on the left. Just a little bit, everything joining together. Clem's the one being aggressive. He's the one coming across the map. Only +1 attack, no second engineering bay. Building Liberators too, really going to try and make this something where you can just get this out of control. The High Templar all going forward there together, and Trap realizing he never started Storm. Uh-oh. I thought he just wanted to make Archons, but he actually really wanted Storm here, so now he's just going to have to morph Archons in. Oh, this is not good. I thought he was just okay not having Storm, but obviously he's been playing with the intention of having it. That's obviously not exactly brilliant, as we're going to go around the other side now as Clem and just try and find a way in. As Liberators are coming as well, remember, so they're going to be able to zone a little bit. Oh, wow. You know, I would have called that out if I hadn't have... Well, I'll explain this after, as we do see these couple of Zealots going down. These Stalkers blinking through. Clem's got the tank sieged up, and this is looking decent for Clem initially. There's still going to be a lot of Archons here as Trap will push through this. There's one tank on the low ground that's helping a fair amount as well. Here come the Libs. It was good for Trap to fight before the Libs were here. But now the Libs are here, and you don't have a lot of anti-air, but the Archons are going to be able to focus on them for a moment or two. But now look at the power of those Libs as the Archons are going down, and Trap losing a lot. The Sentry going down as well. Well, now Storm is about to finish up, and we've got, what, a single High Templar on the natural. And look at this, the Libs are obviously going to start zoning this natural ramp, so breaking out of here is going to be tough. Clem going to see the Storm for the first time now as it's just finished up. Fire Army comes over to the left, a couple of these Zealots continuing to go down. I'm just going to see more units from Clem coming through the middle of the map to rally up here and to keep this 2-base push going. Remember, he has 2 bases. And essentially... Excuse me, bless me. Essentially all in right now. Bless me again. Apparently my scientists can't handle the awesomeness of this siege that Clem has going on. Trap can come from the left and the top, of course, so he at least has a double-angled attack. As Clem comes through, I mean, one Liberator goes down pretty quickly. But geez, I mean, the tanks are doing a lot of damage. The Stalkers blink through. The other Lib will finally go down, but at the cost of a lot of Stalkers. Clem being reset a little bit. He's building more medevacs now. Does he have any other Libs coming across the map? I really felt like the Libs were such a valuable part of this. I'm kind of surprised to see he didn't keep trying to build more Liberators. He gets rid of a single Immortal. That Archon that's morphing is going to be doomed as well. 2 Immortals are still very good against Clem, who has a lot of Marauders in this army, because they're going to get chunked down very easily. As Clem is now going to make his way to the third base. He's going to start killing probes. In a way, I was surprised that he didn't do something about that sooner, but I guess there was always units on that third base, right? So there was a fair reason as to why he didn't. Pulling back just slightly, just going to be seeing the bio army relocating around. He's getting the siege up towards the ramp once again. Still ahead in supply, but remember, he is playing just off 2 bases. He's getting Liberators again. I love the Liberators. I really think the Libs were so powerful previously. Nah, and he's losing so many units to this tank fight. I love that tank on the low ground. That's been amazing throughout. It really has been as this army coming through. Anti-armor missiles going to strike the Archon and the few Immortals. Storm comes down. The army splits apart. A few Zealots on the low ground going to get rid of that very annoying siege tank. So that's something. We still have 1 or 2 storms left. Now this tank over here in trouble as well. Looks like Clem was thinking about trying to pick that up, but didn't quite manage it. Another nice storm. Clem has got reinforcements showing up, including Liberators. Well, there's not a lot of anti-air right now. Stalk on the right side trying to fight the siege tank goes down. We chase for this Immortal. Gonna get it. The Archon in Liberator range. The Stalkers get rid of the Liberator. Clem 55 to 21 army supply in the game at the moment. This tank shot is so good onto that Archon. That Archon's so low. Clem might have been able to get it with the stim, but obviously is caught up and busy, so didn't really want to just chase it down necessarily. I mean, just so much to think about right now in a game like this, as it's getting freaking hectic here. A lot going on right now. Going to be seeing the orbital from the main, going to relocate to the third, so Clem can keep mining. Tanks, Libs, setting up again. This Lib, I mean, playing just the right-hand side. Trap has been good at, kind of shutting down some reinforcements just here, but he's also been good at kind of just saying, no, we're not going to kind of, I'm going to be kind of flanking these units a little bit here and there now. He loses an Immortal, unfortunately, though, as Clem is able to grab that. Marauder in the center gets taken down, so again, those Stalkers shutting down reinforcements as Clem is going to go for the main. And he gives up this position for the first time in a long time. By doing this, I wonder if he pulls Trap far enough back that he can actually get his reinforcements moving, because he's obviously got so many reinforcements he's just not being able to bring into play yet. So he would love to get those more involved. These medevacs are just sat waiting. This game is going to slow down for the first time in a long time. As Trap will not really be too bothered about that, I imagine. I imagine he's kind of like, okay, this is fine. You're not fighting. In theory, I've got the better economy. Obviously, Clem has a fresh third base, but that's in replacement of his main. Natural mining out here as well. Getting a Ghost Academy on the way up, and we're going to start building another CC. Clem's finally decided it's time to back up from all of this fighting. Fire Force up through the center. Couple SCVs going down, couple pros going down. Lib's coming in for the right-hand side. I mean, this army of Trap is a lot across the map. So his army's kind of in half. I mean, initially that's bad, but that can turn into, obviously, a surround. That's what he's going to start getting up for, set up for now, perhaps. He's got storms on that right side army as well. The Lib kind of repositioning forward as, oh my goodness, the Stalkers are having a nightmare on the ramp. There's a counterattack. Clem's third location is under fire, and 5 SCVs are going down there. Unfortunately, just not being shown that on the screen. Not much we can do about that. As you can see, our Zealots running in. Clem is able to get through those. Just no upgrades on those Zealots in terms of armor. Obviously means they're just never going to quite be at full kind of velocity. Never really full effectiveness. Clem loses his tech units, right? The tanks, etc. So he ends up backing away. But he's going to find the 4th base of Trap in the process. Remember, he's taking his own 4th now as well. As we do see, I mean, if Trap wants to chase down this ramp here, I don't necessarily love that. I guess he got a lot further down the ramp right away. And, man, 2 Archons just get target fired as well. Yeah, he got down the ramp because Clem was obviously targeting the Nexus, so then I guess it isn't so bad. If he ran down there and Clem was just fine, I wouldn't have liked it anywhere near as much. As Clem keeps on kiting, and Clem obviously, I mean, tell you what Clem really needs is maybe some repair on these medevacs. He's got so many low HP medevacs. a storm or two might take them down, and that would actually be a lot of supply lost and a lot of value in Clem's army losses. He's got goes for the first time. EMP goes down for single feedback. Uh-oh, Trap. That's not good. Another EMP goes down. There's still High Templar in the back, though, and the EMPs are now gone. We don't have EMPs remain, but there are still multiple storms ready. Clem on the defensive with the higher army supply. I feel like he's still not upset about this. The Wood of Mine fires doesn't quite kill that sentry. I believe that was just splash damage on the sentry, otherwise it would have had the kill. As Clem sees the few units moving forward. Massive storm that Clem just walks through. Medivacs will get straight back to healing. Fortunately, he has a lot of them, so the healing is good. Clem has to evacuate SCVs away from his third base. Still up 20 army supply right now. As Trap adds on even more of these High Templar. There doesn't seem to be any new ghosts on the way from Clem, so no immediately kind of new EMPs. And I feel like that's one of the issues. He just needs a few more EMPs to get going again as Trap sets up on the left-hand side. That fourth base getting going. We send forward here, a couple sentries going down. Stalkers, the Immortal getting picked away at. Just going to keep on storming. Another High Templar drops in. Storm goes off. On the right side, Trap's army coming through. I think Trap is starting to get the job done here. As Clem just struggled with lack of tech units, really, in the last couple of moments. It's been a nail-biter of a TvP. Clem kept the pressure up for so long, he decided to slow the game down, but now Trap's chance to get aggressive is looking great. Clem getting defensive on the high ground here. Storm's still available. As Clem is just falling all the way back. He does still have the base on the right side. Seems like Trap is maybe not fully aware of that just yet. As we do not have anything going that way to try and deny that base from mining, which would of course be kind of nice. We're dropping the High Templar down again, but I feel like they don't actually have the energy at the moment, so they're not really getting the job done, I suppose, at the moment themselves. Just going to be seeing the Bioforce collecting together here, and just going to be seeing Trap coming back around this time to the right side. Just going to start aiming towards this orbital. Oh my god. We pause. Why are we paused? Why are we paused, guys? What's happening? No! What's happening? That wasn't a player pause, that was an admin pause. We're back! Go, 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 go! Oh. It was a trap pause. His screen switch window? Oh, damn. Well, that's not good. Alright, well, we come back. As Trap tactically goes to the wrong screen for a moment, as Clem tries to hold on. Again, he was two-base all in for a lot of this game, and in the end, it just wasn't quite enough, and he tried to tech out of it, and Trap's been able to do enough from there. Been a fantastic example of TvP. It's been extremely fun to watch as Clem looking for some EMPs to try and guide him into a good fight. He is back down on his base on that left-hand side as well, so gets that going once more. Down 33 to 54 workers. His army supply trailing as well. It's been for the most part in this series ahead, or in this game ahead, but it is now lacking behind. A storm comes down. High Templar gets picked off. Single Marine just killing probes is actually surprisingly effective at the moment, getting a few of them. Actually brings Trap back down to a more manageable worker count as Trap's actually going to decide to go. The Ghosts need to take a chance to get their EMPs off. The Archons getting hit by those EMPs. The Ghosts will spend all their energy, but Clem's the one that just doesn't have enough left over. It was an extremely close game. But like I say, Clem just doesn't quite have enough at the end. He tried to slow it down. He tried to tech. I really feel like there was a point where he built like 2 more Medivacs after the first set of Liberators, and if he just built another couple of Liberators, the power that they... Alright, Curious Minds for the second map between Clem and Trap. Clem must win to keep Liquid alive in this series. Let's see if they can do it. Let's see if they can get the ace match, as Afreeca Freecs already reached a much-needed point by forcing an ace guaranteed no matter what else happens today. Let's see if they can get the full 3 points by winning right here and right now. Trap's in the bottom right and Clem's in the top left. Small map, Clem's map pick. Is that enough to set him off in the right sort of direction? Maybe, maybe, maybe. I know Clem chooses here. I mean, that last game was obviously quite aggressive for such a large map. Now, this time around, he's going to be playing a bit of a smaller map, so maybe just something like a more typical kind of marine tank push or so. Definitely kind of in the realm of possibility, I would say. Definitely the sort of thing you could expect here. Definitely got a few cool options, I would say, as we get set up. Early probe scout across the map as Trap looks to see what's going on. Like I say, the way the point system works in the World Team League is if you win without an ace match, you get 3 points. But if you win in an ace match, you only get 2 points, as the team that loses in the ace match only gets 1, or will get 1 point. And that obviously just means it's really nice to win without the ace match, full 3 points, especially when Afreeca Freecs have been having a rough time already. Getting all 3 points today could be extremely important for them. We're getting to the point where we're almost halfway through the league. And, you know, that still means there's a lot of matches to go. You know, next week will be kind of truly past halfway marker of the league, etc. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see how the matches continue to play out, see how the results come through, see how the games continue. You need to, I mean, if you want to make a bid for playoffs, it has to start now. If it's not even going well, you know. No, for Afreeca Freecs, if they don't start now, when is it going to start? Just going to see our 2 racks as a follow-up, so 3 racks in total. And that is going to be Clem just looking to really apply the pressure early here. Look to get this going. All the sweep bots mess up your builds. Well, you should just kill them. Be a cleaning bot murderer. Yeah, if they really bother you, just kill them. No. Adept going through the natural, moving up in toward the main. As our blink is on the way, Adept is trying to fight the Marines. I'm really trying to just get across and put a little bit of initial pressure on, or at least just chase this first Adept away. Robo facility coming up quickly from Trap as the blink gets going, and obviously a lot of this is making sure you can kind of maybe trade with the units a little bit as they start to come across the map. Definitely keeping track of them is going to be very important as well. Clem's push will hit hard and quick because of the size of the map. Step coming over, finishing in the natural. Stalker's putting some pressure on, Marine's taking some damage, and obviously this is what I'm talking about when it comes to trying to get across the map as Clem. It's important that these Stalkers stop him and do as much as they can right now. Marauder's obviously going to make that a little bit tougher, doesn't quite get that kill as you blink away, but already a lot of the Marines hurting quite substantially. Destination flying through up toward the natural expansion. And that's something Clem can't fully deny, so Trap will get a little bit more info gained. I believe it didn't get fully into the main base. As Clem just sees the, the third and is fighting a battery and a probe. And that Marine just trying to scout a little bit. The Immortal's like, wait, where are you going? Into my natural? That Marine is through the natural. He's going to the main. Look at the minimap. No! The Marine's all the way into the main base. Oh, it's moments like this I wish I could observe. I want to see the Marine in the main. I'm sure he's dead now. Yes. He made a run for it, though, from the third base to the main. It was fun to watch on the minimap for a moment or two. I mean, Trap just getting a Prism up into charge, extra gates. He did build these Immortals, which is really just a safety call, knowing he's up against the 3 racks, so he just knows what he's up against. He's playing very safe against it, making sure he's going to be in a pretty secure position. All said and done coming out of this, so just going along with that as we do see this Marine Marauder coming up. It's going to get across the map now. Prism pops out, and we are going to have Charge. Not ready yet. Charge would be a much needed something just to help to contain this Terran army. Stalker's blinking back as Trap, realizing a little bit of trouble that he's in, drops the force fields, but now his third base is going to be open to attack. Clem's going to stim up over there. Battery goes down. We're going to recall over to the third to try and fight this. This is where these couple of Immortals need to get into play. They really can make the difference. Clem ends up just falling back. Good defense from Trap. That was a stressful moment. Now he can chase. There's no medevac still here for Clem, so he's chasing with a few blink stalkers, and obviously those units again to be low HP, so they're going to go down in just a shot or two. Clem's losing a lot as Trap chases him all the way across the map, but more units here soon. Now Trap is still just warping in aggressively. He didn't actually warp in Zealots yet. I really would love to see a few Zealots, just because getting those in the front will be really big. Temple Archive's coming up, so Archon potential beyond this as well. The triple Immortal will be ready to fight as Clem hits his third base for a moment or so. We're out of Zealots right now? No, we're going to warp in Sentries. I'm really surprised we don't see... am I crazy for asking for Zealots so frequently? Good force fields. I guess those force fields absolutely make the Sentries make sense. We lift up the Orbital. Another force field comes down. One more to trap in a single Marauder. And we are going to be seeing this army of Trap continuing through. Clem having to be careful, having to back away a little bit. Giving up his third location is obviously not pretty just yet. As we see one Widow Mine onto the Zealot there. What do we warp in now? We are just going to go Storm. We are just going to go into High Templar. So he is actually just going to get Storm right away. Is going to get that splash damage going. Like I say, haven't got Clem back onto just 2 bases for a little bit longer. And look how scared Clem is. He was even for a moment looking to land that CC in his main. Maybe morph it to an orbital, then bring it down. And he's like, no, I just got to kind of get going, don't I? So he does move it to the low ground now right away instead. For Zealots into the main base, they will be unloading here, and SCVs will be in a little bit of trouble to begin with, so... Nice little bit of harassment, although that Prism was kind of far forward. He's going to save a couple of Zealots and just get out. There's a Viking that's going to come chase that Prism down, though. At the same time, we're going to start seeing a fight over here for Storm. A little bit off from where it needed to be, so that's unfortunate. We see another Storm coming down. A couple of Widow Mines being picked up, so they are going to get taken down as well. As we continue forward here, as Trap really chasing this down. Widow Mine does not quite connect. Trap obviously just kind of got to make sure he doesn't let this army get into a weird position. At the same time, he has got a Zealot counter on the left side, so he's going to have that potentially onto the third base. This Widow Mine does not go down before it burrows, so it is going to get to burrow. The fourth the Trap has to cancel, and that's frustrating. As he chases out here, he's got to be careful he doesn't get a drop into his main, because that could be frustrating to deal with, of course. There go the Zealots, but a lot of reinforcements. I'm surprised they went up the natural ramp rather than into the third base. I feel like that was a bit of a mistake from Trap as Clem. It's actually going to pick the fight over here, going to take the engagement for a moment or two. Obviously, Trap needs to get a new Prism up if he really wants to be aggressive, though. You can't go fighting into these engagements without a Prism for the warp-ins to be instantaneous. So yeah, for the moment, Trap just has to fall back that little bit further. Pop the Guardian Shield up. Trap is now going to go for this a little bit. 2 Widow Mines down right away. The third one, fourth one connecting okay. The fourth one, the third one didn't do much. More Storms available if Clem chases forwards here, and the Storms have been pretty good, hitting a lot of these Marines. Overall, Trap's losing a chunk of supply, though, as, again, I feel like he just doesn't have a lot of Zealots in the front line. I feel like right now, like, another 5, 6, 7 Zealots in the front line after the first Widow Mines go off, and this Bio Army is going to be really struggling to keep pushing forward. Some probes going down the other side. That's a massive storm, of course. 4 Immortals are doing a lot, and another storm does a lot as well, as Trap is also just 0-0 upgrades. He's moments away from 1-1, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be enough, and Trap and the Afreeca Freecs are going to take it. Another win for them finally in the Team League, and against Team Liquid, both these teams are going to be 2-3 in the league. And like I say, when you're scrapping for playoff position, that's going to be a very, very important win here today for Trap and the Afreeca Freecs.